And welcome to Mommy Diaries. This show is about parenting, motherhood, and this amazing journey ya ho disa bana ba rona. On today's show, obviously, I'm never alone. I have, I don't know why I'm laughing. Penuel. Just, okay, I don't have a but can we do it, please?
Why are you laughing?
Because you make me laugh.
I tickle you.
Yeah, you do. I think you're funny.
Hey, now, God damn. I'm tickled, guys.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm honored to be invited on this platform. I know I'm not the target market, but I shouldn't be here because it is Mommy Diaries. But I appreciate the fact that a person like myself is being invited to a platform that is meant to honor moms and the stories of mothers as well.
Yeah, but we also love dads and we honor them.
Sometimes.
Why do you say that?
Because women are angry. We see them online with their testimonies. So I don't know about all the time, but we appreciate when you guys do love us sometimes. So thank you.
Don't you think it's people like you sometimes who make us misunderstand men? I'm not going to say hate, but misunderstand men.
What do you mean by people like me?
Because I don't understand you. And I think that's why I also wanted to have a conversation with you. Maybe I'll be able to understand you better because I want to understand you.
Why?
Because you're interesting.
Thank you.
And I think you're smart.
Hey, thank you.
But I also sometimes don't like you.
That's okay. It's human.
Yeah. So I want to have a conversation, especially about parenting. Like you said, this platform is about parenting. And I do sometimes have men on this platform to understand them better. Because obviously, bana, we don't make them by ourselves. We need you guys to be able to fall pregnant and have these beautiful kids.
Sure.
Tell me about yourself. I know you always, I don't watch your podcast, Kaufela, but I know you always interview people. But I want to have this conversation with you and ask you, for someone who doesn't know where you're from and how was your childhood?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Newcastle in KZN. I was born in the township there, Matadeni. Very quickly, thanks to the liberation fight, we managed to move to the suburbs, lived in an area called Arbor Park, then Central, thanks to my mom. She was the majority by far breadwinner. So she got us into the suburbs. She got us into good ex-Model C schools. I finished there, went to go and do my undergrad at Rhodes University, accounting and economics major in Makanda in the Eastern Cape. And then I did my honors in accounting at the University of Johannesburg. Went into corporate, worked in banking, worked for a mentor of mine. And then I decided to do my own thing. Tried it for a couple of years, failed dismally. Very good for introspection and figuring out who I am. And with the crash of my businesses, it gave me a chance to figure out what I want for my life. And looking back on how I'd been living my life outside of money. And what I realized that I like information. I like meeting people. I like sharing my opinions. And luckily we're in the era of social media and podcasting. So it was like, why not? And I'm here now. Yeah.
And the businesses that failed, are you able to share which ones were those?
Yeah. So while I was working for two of the biggest banks in the country, I started a fish and chip shop inspired by one of the most famous businesses in my hometown, Newcastle, Porto's Fish and Chips. I was working, running a business part-time. I did not have enough cash flow. I wanted to take a leap of faith. That was one. I went into furniture removals. So I had small trucks moving furniture. I had meter taxis here in Joburg and back home in KZN. I bought livestock. I had cows. I had pigs. I was doing too much too quickly. I wasn't focused. I didn't have enough cash flow. And I think more than anything, I would call it, I was in school, figuring out where in this entrepreneurship thing I fit. Because entrepreneurship is like a monster all on its own. Everyone thinks they want to run businesses. And that's not true. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James, Beyonce Knowles, these guys are super successful and super wealthy, but it's not because they run businesses, because they're personal brands. So you don't always have to be like the football club owner, the basketball team owner, or run like a record label. You can actually be successful being who you are. So I needed to find who I was. So I appreciate the school fees. And it's landed me here today, and I met a lot of great people. I made money. So I'm appreciative of school, the school of hard knocks. Yeah.
Have you always been confident? Because you look like someone who's confident. And yes, I said you are smart, but some people are smart, but they're not confident to be able to speak what's on their mind and share? Have you always been confident?
So one of the things people don't know about me is that I'm shy. Yes, I'm quite shy and I have mild social anxiety. So when people come up to me and I'm in crowds, I get I'm not an extrovert. I've never been a party animal. I'm not the life of the party. I'm the weird nerd guy in a room where people are cracking jokes and I'm like trying to find information and give data. It's like, it's so boring.
Mm-hmm.
But the confidence comes from the fact that I started reading at a very early age.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice to credit my mom because she was a school teacher, but I would be lying. I think it might be genetic, probably from her and from my family. I just gravitated towards reading. I've always had a curious mind. And once you know more than the next person, they give you the kudos. And over time, and as you travel and as you meet more people, you realize, I think I know a little bit more than you. That builds some type of confidence. For other kids, it's speed. Like everywhere they go, they're faster than everyone else. For some girls, it's looks. Like, okay, I was hot back in my small town. Now I'm in varsity. It's like I'm still a flame. So confidence normally comes from a competitive advantage. And mine is my knowledge base and my ability to articulate things that I know. But like, I can't say I'm confident as a fashionista. I'm not known for fashion. As an athlete, I've never played for the Springboks. As a businessman, I'm not rich. So I wouldn't be confident in that space. There, I'd take a back seat and I'd be like, okay, let me learn and humble myself. But in places where you have to speak, share your opinions, and I go hard.
You do?
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your mom as a young boy?
Yeah. I'm going to speak in retrospect, sadly, because it shifted at some point.
Right.
My mom was flawless. Better than the Virgin Mary, better than Princess Diana. She was everything. And so this is where the shift happens. I realized that I had what's the right word? It was incorrect to have those expectations of women. And where women started hurting me and I saw them hurting other guys, I got angry. Because in my head, I'm like, yeah, but my mom.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I grew. And in growing and in my experiences and in my pains, the hurts I caused women, the hurt women caused me, I started looking in retrospect and be like, hey, that mother person was actually a girl at some point. And some of the conversations I had with my dad, I was like, hey, so she also was at him at some point. And she became human. I humanized her. I appreciate that she's human today, but I have to acknowledge that there was a lot of damage caused, not by her, but by the
idea you had of her, or by
the portrayal, which I see a lot of you guys doing. A lot of you guys are perfect to your children. And it becomes weird because like, why would dad leave such an amazing woman? But it's because you're not honest. And what tends to happen is that women, then the narrative is just men are trash. Men are rubbish. And they tend to not have a chance to get to humanize their moms. And it's sometimes only later. And some guys end up angry. Some of them are in denial. But it causes unnecessary damage. And it's not to say that everyone must be brutally honest. It's for us to try and humanize parents so that kids are not raised with these expectations that end up being destructive for them. Where they go out into the world and they're like, oh my gosh, but my dad used to do everything and my dad, why are you not like that? It's like, yeah, but go ask your mom what she thinks about your dad.
Right.
You must remember, I'm not your dad, I'm your partner. So the relationship becomes very different. And it's because we're not having like more honest conversations and it causes conflict. Causes conflict.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And I'll tell you why. Also, for the longest time, I thought my mom was perfect.
Hey.
Right? My dad left when I was 7.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and I didn't think my mom was perfect. Mama ka ke ko hae ke kereke apostola. So you can think, ke mme o hlomphehang.
Of course.
Ke mme wa seaparo. She's a healer as well. So there's
traditional healer.
Yes.
African leader.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
African healer, sorry.
Yeah. So mme wa ka ke mme mana. I've never even heard anyone say, ba mitsa ka lebitso. Ke mme Susan.
Yes.
And I've always seen her like that. Mme wa kereke, my mom, and she was perfect. Yes. And then I think she still has. But the older I got, the more I realized that I don't know her as a girlfriend. I don't know her as a wife. I just know her as my mom.
Yeah.
And even though that I saw that about her, I don't think Nema, my daughter, her name is Nema. I don't think Nema would tell people that I'm perfect.
Sure.
Because I've also learned to be honest with her.
Sure.
I tell her the truth, and sometimes people say it's too much. She's 9, yes, but I tell her, and sometimes she has seen one of my relationships fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And some people be like, don't introduce your child to your relationships because, and I'm like, I tell my child the truth that it didn't work out.
Yeah.
I tried my best. So I don't think, from my side, speaking for myself, I've learned at a very young age. And I think when I got married, when I was doing the work and going for therapy and trying my best not to try to think that all men will leave like how my dad left, I had to also understand that if I would sit down with my dad, I'm sure she would say, yo, mama, how lene? Because I also understand that I don't know my mom as a wife. I've never experienced it because I was 7 when my dad left.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, that we idolize our parents so much that sometimes it's too late. By the time it's too late, you think, you thought all women are perfect like your mom.
Sure.
We're not.
Sure.
I'm not your mom. Like you said, you're not my dad.
Yes.
And I've learned that soon. And I don't think Nema would sit here and say, I'm perfect.
My mom is perfect.
No, I'm not.
But I'm sure she loves you and she's incredibly proud of you.
She is.
Yeah.
Because she can see I try my best.
Yeah.
So I think you're absolutely right.
Thank you. But I love my mother. She's my everything.
Me too, yeah.
She's my everything. She's over-mothered is the one criticism I've always given her. But to her, she's like, my children are my everything. And I'm like, I don't ever want the mother of my kids to be like you. It's beautiful, but I feel like there's so much more to life. And I wish you could have explored more things.
Do you think men, when they are dating, they are looking for their mothers in the girlfriends? Sometimes I hear men saying that, sometimes I was looking for my mom in you as a woman. Do you think it happens a lot?
There's a line that goes, most people's love languages, not most, some people's love languages are a function of what they craved growing up. I think it's one of two things, right? Men are either looking for their moms because their moms were so amazing, or they definitely not looking for their moms because their moms were falling short in whatever they desired. But that dynamic definitely plays a huge factor, because if you grew up in a conducive environment that was great, that allowed you to thrive, why would you not want to replicate that? Versus if you're in an environment that you felt was stifling you, was oppressive, was toxic, you're literally going to want the opposite of that. So some men are looking for their moms if their moms are great. Some men are looking for like the opposite of their mom. So if ever my mom was a Zulu woman who was a nurse, as soon as I meet a chick and she's Zulu, she's a nurse, like, okay. And already there's a bias. Versus Tswana lady who is a lawyer. I'm like, okay, let's give her a shot. But our childhood definitely adds biases and shades when we meet people. Yeah.
And your relationship with your dad?
Very complicated. Very complicated. My father was Satan growing up. And
I'm not laughing.
Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. So I'm lucky that
Satan how?
So I'm lucky that in that I don't think I have daddy issues. I maybe do, but I don't feel like I have daddy issues. Because my father harmed a lot of people that I love. My mom being the first, physically abusive, verbally and emotionally abusive, did not provide for her children, not supportive of her career the way she would have liked. My brother, I think to this day, still hurt a lot by my dad, physically abusive as well to him. My sister's detached from my father because she came much later and she didn't really have a relationship with him. But my half siblings, my older half sister who's late now, used to be physically abused by my father. He used to own soccer teams and he'd beat up the boys when they lost. He was a force of nature in a negative way. On the other side, my dad is one of the most charismatic men I've ever seen. The way he would speak to women, you would see their faces light up. The fact that he ended up with I think over 17 children, that's not like a psychopath. That means this person, it's almost like Hitler. you don't influence an entire nation just by being a monster. Clearly, konuk chamanya kona. The boys that he coached and mentored loved him. They were crying at his funeral. He passed away in 2020. My cousins on his side absolutely adored him. And some of the women that were in his life that I got to build relationships with thought he was really amazing. I spent some years with him before he passed, trying to hold him to account for the devilish things that I figured he did. I wanted him to be apologetic of what he did to my mom and for not being the best father he could be to his children. And he gave me perspectives about his life, his struggles. Some of it was him speaking out. Some of it was me reading between the lines. But again, I humanized him from the devil that I knew him to be. And I realized he was a boy with dreams at some point, and some of the dreams faded. Some of the things didn't go his way, and he lashed out. And what tends to happen with people when they're angry is they lash out. Now, if you're a man, you generally are physically strong and you lash out in that way. If you're a woman, it's normally verbal. When you speak to kids about the person who maybe said the most hurtful things growing up, it'll generally be moms. Proximity, and because moms speak. In terms of who hurt you physically the most, if dad was present, it might be like, hey, dad was scary. We'd fear him physically, not verbally. We'd fear our mom verbally, not physically. With that said, I did an entire 360 where I got to understand my father a lot. And I think it also helped my mom heal a lot when it comes to him, because I had to carry the guilt that I'm half him. And I wanted to be a shining light to my mom, to be like, look, not all is lost. And it can't be that you regret everything about meeting this guy. So let me be like a positive light. And I think I've achieved that to a large degree. But my father was phenomenal. The dark sides of him are what protects me in the world, because of how much I feared him and the force he was. I fear no man on earth thanks to him. I understand the dynamics of toxic masculinity, the dangers of patriarchy, the dangers of jealousy. And this is where now again, you're either looking for your mom or you're looking for the opposite of your mom. I wanted to be the opposite of my dad. So I overfathered as much as I could. And I fought probably more than I should have for some of my kids, because I didn't want to be my dad in my children's lives. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I think it's deep. I get it. And I see myself somewhere in what you're saying.
Do you have a relationship with your father?
No. So it's also complicated. He died also in 2020.
2020?
Yeah.
COVID? Oh, mine it was before COVID.
No. It's not COVID, but during COVID. When they announced they had lockdown, it was 2020.
When did he pass away?
March. When they announced lockdown.
Yeah, lockdown was March 15 on my birthday.
Yes. So when they announced that,
yes,
he passed away.
Hectic. My dad passed away a month earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our fathers, who were evil forces, could not live in peace. They had to be like, fuck these kids. Shut everything down while we're leaving.
Yes.
I'm sorry about losing your dad.
Yeah. So I didn't have a relationship with him because he left when I was 7. And him leaving, he did not take care of us at all. And he didn't want, and also co-parenting,
they didn't co-parent.
They didn't co-parent.
Our generation doesn't understand that. It's very abnormal.
Yes.
To co-parent, especially for their generation.
For their generation, yeah. So there was no co-parenting. I don't remember the time where I'm sleeping at my dad's house and then my mom's house. I was in love with my dad, and I think he broke my heart when he left the way he did.
Yeah.
Because he left. And then he also, because he was a pastor for that church.
Hectic.
He left, and then he said, Selim Zalwani, which is okay. He decided that Postola and all of that, it's not his thing anymore. And then he left. But also there was a woman involved, and then he opened a church. Bored.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving swiftly along.
He opened a church and he went there, and then and then he left, and then he stopped communicating with us. There was a landline, we didn't have cell phones.
Sure.
I don't remember calling him randomly to check on us, me and my younger sister. And then one day he would just randomly pick us up for us to visit his church, and we would go. But then that's it. He never had a relationship with us. He never wanted to find out how we're doing financially. He was never there. But the older I got, the more I was curious to understand why.
Yes.
And I really also wanted to have a relationship with him.
Yeah.
So I used to do it, which is much later in my life after I think I got married. I used to see him secretly.
Why secretly?
My mom still is very hurt till today.
Okay. She was going to be upset with you.
Yes.
There's a lot of kids who don't build relationships with their fathers out of not wanting to hurt their moms.
Yeah, I didn't want to hurt. And she didn't say don't go, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. Sure. But Bloemfontein in Yani, I would go and they'll be like, we saw Udintle from Scandal at Upasta. And then she would find out and then it will be a mess. But I managed to try and fix things before he died. But fixing things was just me checking on him. I've never really sat down with him and asked him why did he leave us? And he used to lie a lot. When I was at AVDA, I was one of the poorest kids at AVDA because AVDA is
it's rich kid villa. Those are rich kids institutions.
And I would look at them and I would wish, all I want is to study acting. And I wish my dad could just help me. And I knew he couldn't afford to take me to AVDA, but money for food at least. And he would lie and say, give me line, I'm at Standard Bank. I'm going to send it to you now. Till today, he's still on that queue.
That's not cool.
Yeah. So I realized even as I was doing my monologues at school, my lecturer was like, why are you always angry? I never used to be as fun as I am now. My monologues,
you're fun now?
I am.
Sorry.
Yeah, I am.
If you say so.
You clearly don't know me because everyone thinks I'm funny. I'm funnier than Kevin Hart and everybody else. Yes. Anyway,
sorry.
So I didn't get to sit down with him and have a heart-to-heart, but I internally worked on myself and I forgave him because I used to think people are going to come into my life and leave because he did. He left. And I've never felt safe for long because of I don't have a father I can call and say, I'm in trouble. Please come and help me. Please come and pick me up. I've never had that. So as I'm doing the work now, I realized that maybe my daddy issues could be safety. I'm always looking for safety in my relationships. And safety, I don't know how to emotionally.
You don't know how to?
I'm saying I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it could be safety, emotionally feel safe.
Sure.
Because I've never had that.
Do you have closure? You think?
With my dad?
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
The sad thing is you just don't know why he left and why he was lying.
I'm fine with him leaving my mom. It's okay. Maybe things happen. Now that I'm older, I know relationships are not easy. But I don't understand why didn't he want to have a relationship with me? And I'll say me because I don't want to speak for my siblings.
Yeah.
Me.
You don't think you need closure regarding that?
He's gone. Where am I going to get it?
Other people. It's one of the pieces of advice I've given my brother. Because, the most rubbish of men have got some type of village they live in. Or some type of circle. So it could be a girlfriend, it could be a new wife, it could be friends, it could be his family. Some people would have clues. Because, as I'm listening to you, so I've had situations where mothers of my kids have lied about my contribution. I've had situations where I've listened to a woman speak about how she found out later that her father always used to check up on her through her mom, but the mom never said, or would send money through the mom, but it was never communicated. And I'm not saying your father did that. I'm just saying it would be nice to hear a full story, not to find out that your father was right or correct or whatever, but just so you can have closure, be like, oh, okay, the guy was a liar. So I need to watch that I don't lie. My father was a deadbeat. I need to figure out maybe he was a deadbeat because he was scared, because he was broke. I must not run away just because I'm broke, just because I'm scared. And try and work on those things within yourself. And potentially when our kids get older, if you see some of those signs, you'll be able to pick them out, be like, look, your grandfather did this. Just be careful because these things ruined him. And I did the work so that we can try and avoid generational curses. Yeah.
And what kind of a father are you?
I'm a phenomenal father. Sorry. I'm a... Drink some water. It's okay. You've got daddy issues. I get it. It's fine. It's okay. Don't choke there.
It's fine.
How
many kids do you have?
I really think I am an amazing father. I believe that I was born to be a father and a parent. It comes to me so naturally. It gives me so much joy. It's caused me a lot of pain, because I am an intentional parent, and it's damaged me in ways. The way I father now is different from my son's turning 16, my firstborn, from like 16 years ago because of the trauma I've experienced from the mothers of my kids, sadly. But I think I'm an amazing father. And look, there's different ways to measure it. So for some people, it's how your child turns out. For other people, it's how much school fees you pay at the school they go to. For other people, it's how much you love the mom, how present you are, how much your kids tell you they love you. For me, I have a matrix of what I think a good father is. And as long as I'm trying to hit those KPIs, key performance indicators, I'm happy. I don't ever need my children to tell me I did well or they love me. Luckily, they do. I don't need my kids to turn out well, to be honest. I don't need the mothers. Very important for fathers. I don't need the mothers to validate me. I don't need society to validate me. I think I'm a great dad. And the most important aspect of parenting to me is a parent, mom or dad, who is trying their best, considering many dynamics. If you are trying your best, you can die happy. Even if your kids are on drugs, prostitutes, they hate you, they whatever. You're like, the reason I don't have guilt is because considering everything, I really, really tried my best. And I think that's important. I don't speak about the number of kids I have anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
No, nothing wrong. It's just social media. I'd love to tell you.
But you've said it before.
Yes, I have.
I just want to hear it from you. I don't want to.
It's because of social media.
Right.
Yeah, so.
But okay, it's fine. But the pain that you're talking about, like what kind of a pain are you talking? Because you're saying it has brought you joy and pain. Is it through relationships? Obviously, also, I'm one person who respects other people. Now, I'll make an example. The mothers of your kids. I don't know them, but I'm going to respect them because I didn't call you here to speak about them.
Yes.
But also we're gonna you will have to say something because give me wabana.
Yes.
But I want to understand that what kind of a pain are you talking about that has caused you to say that, fatherhood has taught you a lot, but also you've been through some sort of pain.
Sure. Our generation has really messed up relationships. Our generation is going to go down in history as like the kings of broken families. That's us. When it comes to broken families, we're killing it. We are dope at that. And it's because of freedom without responsibility. It's, as much as I appreciate these things and I think they're very necessary, feminism, women empowerment, gender equality have also led to broken families. It's the ease of entering and exiting relationships. It's how we've forsaken both religion and cultural practices. We claim we are, but we're not. We lost it somewhere along the way. And because of that, it's become very convenient. We meet today, we have a great weekend, and we never speak again. But like, oopsie, I'm pregnant. It's like, you seem like a decent guy and you're trying. So it's like, I don't really believe in abortion. Here we are now, like, what are we doing? So we've really created broken relationships. And I'll be the first to admit that I'm responsible for that. Not on my own. What caused me pain was, I'm not blaming my mom, but I will say that I've always held women to a higher standard. And the mistake I made in my youth was believing women. I used to believe women without fault, such that when we do blame people for the destruction of society, it has to be men. He cheated. He was wrong. He was, But women lie. Sometimes intentionally. Some more water? Oh, okay. Women lie, sometimes intentionally, and sometimes I don't think they're aware. And what caused me pain is you and I sit and we discuss family planning. I believe in family planning. We discuss having a child, the pros and the cons. What happens if we fight? What happens if I don't have money? What happens if you don't have money? And we agree on some type of model. And it's like, this is really mature and great. 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, something happens. Let's say I cheat on you. Let's say we fight, physical altercation. Let's say I don't have money. I think what tends to happen is in tough times, people revert to the default that gives them an advantage. And the woman who's a feminist, who believes in women empowerment and gender equality, throws all of that out the window. And it's like, this is my child. But I'm the mother of this child. What do you mean? Why would the child not want to live with me? And the pain has been the expectation that I would get 50% rights to my child. And that has not come forth. And in the fighting for children in courts, with families, that stuff gets screamed so loud. But this is the mom. And I'm like, but I'm the dad. It's like, oh, come on. And I realize we're lying to each other about gender equality. The Children's Act, which gives parents 50-50, is not being implemented in courts. And fathers are in a lot of pain. Some of them take their lives, unfortunately. I hope they don't harm the moms, but I can imagine some do. And some end up so hurt that they want nothing to do with the children, because the children become a trigger for a very, very dark place. The bulk, by far, almost all the mothers of my kids are amazing. And from a co-parenting perspective, of which I think co-parenting as a concept is trash, we are doing very well. And I'm really proud of them. When I look at how their mothers were, if their mom scored like 5 out of 10, they're scoring like 7. They are doing so much better than their mothers. So they're killing it. In the same way, I'm doing way better than my father. I'm providing, I'm present, but I'm still falling short somewhere. So we really are trying. But the parts where they losing out on the 3 points, or I'm losing out on the 4 points, is where there's still pain and there's still generational hurt. And I have to take accountability for a lot of things, picking the woman, maybe not showing up the way she would have liked, etc. But I cannot take accountability for where women fall short. And this is where women also don't hold each other to account. It's easier when other women speak. So you and I have a child, we fight, we break up. You go and blast me on social media. My partner will know my story. She'll be like, my man has been fighting for his kids. That witch is never satisfied with what he does. We try with the kids. That's where you hear some of the stories. We're to blame, all of us. But it's just the men get crucified on their own, because I'm available for my kids. I'd love to be the most present father I can be. I want to raise them intentionally, but I'm not alone. The person who has some type of authority over the child becomes the mom. And when she's not feeling you, or she's hurt, or she's traumatized, and her words, calling me whatever name, doesn't affect me, and whatever she blasts me on social media, of which luckily the mothers of my kids haven't, the only thing left to cause me pain is the one thing that she knows I love beyond. And she weaponizes the child. And she sees me making content, she sees me crying out, and somewhere inside her, she's satisfied. Like, good. He can make all the noise he wants, podcast, but I know here, he's feeling it. So we end up hurting that way. And it's specifically one child in my case, luckily. The rest of my kids are great. But even with some of the others, the mothers broke the agreements we made up front. Maybe they would blame me. But if you and I decided to make a child in Joburg, and because of your career, you decide you want to go and be in Los Angeles and Hollywood. And I'm like, but I don't want the child to leave. Your family is here, my family is here. You're like, no, but I'm the mom. Now I can't see my child. And now we're here, where kids don't have access to their father the way they could have. But you're an empowered woman. You love your career. But when we spoke about it earlier, these things were not raised. And we're here now.
Yeah, I hear you. But I'm also trying to think if something like that would happen to me. You know what I mean? I'm putting myself in the shoes where I can only imagine if I would get a role somewhere in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take my daughter away because I'm being horrible.
Yes.
It would be such a difficult thing for me to have to decide as a mom.
Of course.
If I'm going with her, and also maybe you can't afford to keep on coming and checking. I think it's a tough one for both. And that's where I agree with you about co-parenting, that I still think that co-parenting is not natural.
Sure. It's destructive. I'd go so far as to say, I'll say two things. What's giving me peace lately, and I'm trying to articulate it as regularly as I can. And yes, part of it comes from trauma, but another part of it, I think, is going to cause healing for a lot of people moving forward. I really think children belong to moms. I really think children belong to their mother. I feel like I was scammed growing up, in whatever society was saying, and even speaking to the mothers of my kids. And I think if I'd had this view, it would have shifted a lot inside me. My expectations would have changed, and I would have known I'm a supporter. So ngesintu, people that follow isintu, which most people don't really, ngesintu, a child belongs to the father. And if not the father, it belongs to your father. So your father has dominion over your child. Your child will take your father's name, will learn your father's culture, and because you're still a child, because you're not married. In the absence of that, the child belongs to their biological father, where that family comes and lobolas the child and takes the child away, whatever the case may be. That's isintu, and we've moved past that. Legally, the child belongs to both of us. Practically, in the lived reality, by far, the child belongs to the mom. And I think if men knew that, their expectations and their approach would be so different, because it is your body. You get to decide, even after we've agreed to conceive, that I'm not ready, and you get rid of it. You have to feed this child just naturally. And just by design, when we're co-parenting, generally, the child will live with you. And I think if men understood that, it would cause less conflict when, for whatever reason, you're not comfortable with me seeing the child, and it would make me want to be kinder, because I realize that people that are kind to you get to see the child. The school teacher, the coach, the neighbor, your family members, because they're nice to you. It's like, of course, your new boyfriend, your new husband has more access to my child than me, because you hate my guts, because I hurt you. He's such a trash, but I'm the father. So I need to be kind to you. And then on your side as the woman is to be like, since I know this child is mine, Penuel said children belong to their moms, I need to be intentional about who I have a child with. Because this guy can cause me a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. And I want someone who's kind, who I can, even in the worst situations, potentially co-parent with, because he comes from a good family. Because I've seen how he is with other human beings. So the idea that children belong to both of us is cute.
But it's not practical.
But it's causing so much damage. So much damage. So yeah, children belong to their moms is my current stance. And co-parenting is trash. And I will say, because of the stance I have, I think when a relationship ends, someone needs to lose. In this case, mostly the father, to be like, I've now lost my child. I've lost the woman, but I've lost my child. And the only way for me to get access to this child is I must pretend to be a stepfather. How do stepfathers have access to those kids? They're nice to the mom. They show up at things. So the mom, whether she's angry or not, like, look, he sends money. He's always present. He never says anything harmful. And even when he's with the child loves him. So I'd literally be like demonic if I said no. It's like, yeah, but he's the biological father. I'm not even doing it for that. He's just such an amazing force in this child's life. And I think that's important. But someone's meant to lose. It's meant to be both of us. If the kids are old enough, boarding school. Back in the day, it used to be grandparents. But where it stands today, I think men should stop fighting for access to their kids' lives. Yeah, it's going to cause damage to the child, but there's a chance that it causes more damage if you're not willingly handing over the child and we're fighting. We're exchanging children in parking lots. We're not speaking to each other. We're communicating through lawyers. And you're like, well, we are co-parenting. You might find the child with the single mom, where maybe they see dad over the holidays, or that child might over time be more mentally healthy than the one in a toxic co-parenting situation.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a tough one. It's because we're killing it in broken families. We are dope. We are dope and at destroying the family structure.
We are dope.
We're so dope. I mean, when I disturb your peace, you want to leave. When you feel I don't love you, which is such a useless emotion, you want to leave.
Why do you think it's a useless emotion?
From a union marriage perspective, marriage should be the last.
Love.
What did I say? Marriage. Love. Love should be the last consideration. Last. But we make it the first. It's a huge mistake. When your mom is waking up in the morning, getting you ready for school, cooking you meals, and doing all that stuff, the number one thing that should be ringing in her head is responsibility, not love. Love becomes a bonus. Child can be a piece of rubbish. They're failing at school, they are delinquent, but you're like, ish, it's my child. If we were to approach relationships, parenting, co-parenting from a responsibility perspective, regardless of like, but don't you love her? Like, I do. But like, no, this is my responsibility. I have to do this. We do it with some of our family members and our friends. The love comes much later. And at a time where marriages were based on responsibility, dumb things like love could be suppressed for 5, 10, 15 years. You can actually get love somewhere else. Hobby, church, can get it from your friends. But wanting it from your partner, and if they don't give it to you, losing your marbles.
So what do you want?
It's so reckless.
Like, what do you want from me then? If like now, then you, what would, like, if you don't love me, I don't understand. Like, what would start this then? Especially if you don't know me. Like right now, you don't know me. You can't say it will be because of, I know how you grew up and I know what you believe in. I know your values. But if it's like this, we meet and it starts with something. Doesn't it start with the like and then the love? And then obviously people say that as we grow things, then it goes back and then we focus on responsibilities.
So look, we are animals. So physical attraction is like the job, what gets you into the job interview. Oh my gosh, did you see that chick? She's so hot. But
is that why you agreed to come here?
Because?
Get love.
Because of what?
No.
Oh, hey. Because of? Hey, cheers.
Yeah, act. Let's take it. I got it.
And we are right. All right. Okay.
Yes.
The looks are meant to get you into the job interview. But how we're meant to raise our kids is they in the job interview. Now do the job interview. So I meet you. Hey, how are you? It's nice to meet you. I'm sorry. I think you're so pretty. I'd like to take you out for coffee. And you're like, oh, I don't really know you. Look, I can give you my email address. I'm like, hey, we're playing hard to get. No problem. Send you an email. Maybe I'm like, look, these are my social media handles. So you can do a vetting of sorts. Like, oh, he likes rugby and, oh, he's got kids. Okay. But seems like a present. Yeah, and a father. When we go to that coffee date, we're meant to do the hard stuff. You know, so like your parents are together. No, my dad left at 7. Yo, red flag. You know, my dad was you know.
Am I a red flag?
By default.
No, I agree. Yes. I disagree.
So I
could have been a red flag back then in my 20s.
Yes.
But like I said, you're doing the work. So if I'm sharing that with you now, I'm 37.
Sure.
My dad left when I was 7.
Damn, you're old. 37. Sorry.
My dad left when I was 7. So you don't think I did the work?
So job interview is, so your last job where you study, like, look, I dropped out in second year. Red flag. But now to what you're saying in the job interview, like, oh, so how was that? I've been putting in a lot of work. I've realized I dropped out and then I started a small business. I volunteered at NPOs and then I did short courses. So, okay. Geez, I'm seeing something here. This is a person who, even in adversity, can sort of, you know, see a silver lining.
Right.
I'm divorced. Oof, huge red flag. And then, look, we're co-parenting healthily. I don't hate him. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But like, what if a guy were to hit you? Oh, I'd get him arrested. You know the way I hate men? You're listening. And obviously vice versa. You've got multiple baby mamas. I'm sorry, I can't. But you're like, oh, look, you're cute, yeah, and I think, let me listen to your story. Let me see how comfortable I am. We're not doing that. All of that's got nothing to do with like and love. Zero. Then you ask things like, where would you like your kids to go to school? Do you earn? Not this thing of, oh, what car do you drive? Because there are gents who earn very well, but in their budget, they don't budget for you or for their kids. You realize they're actually in a lot of debt. He looks good out there. The guy who's earning 100,000 has got a very expensive car, very expensive house, reckless drinker, gambler. He's got a lot of side chicks. So his budget for you is 3,000. 100,000, 3,000 for you and your kids. The guy who's earning 30,000, very responsible, lives in his lane. You find that his budget for you and the kids, 15,000. But you were just looking at the car. These are the conversations we're meant to have. What about cooking? Oh, don't you have hands? Why don't you cook yourself? But I was just asking. So you don't like cooking No, I'm very busy. We empowered women today. I'm like, okay, what about the kids? Well, we'll get a helper.
Being empowered women, is it an issue to men or what? Because I always hear, most men about, I get really empowered.
Yes.
I get really feminist. I get really, is it a problem if a woman is an empowered woman, a woman who is making moves in her life, in her career? Is it a problem? Do you guys feel, I don't know what's the word, intimidated? Is it a problem? Or it can be fun. I'm empowered, you empowered. Let's empower each other. I don't understand men who are offended.
Sure.
And I'm not saying you are. I've experienced where you getting to know somebody and I'm going to shoot. I'm going to set 12 hours and I have a podcast and then I have a clothing store.
Sure. I'll answer it in this way. The way women define a high value woman is almost completely the opposite of how men define a high value woman.
Okay.
Women look at things like qualifications, career, earning power, how strong you are, how much of a great leader and decision maker you are as a high value woman. In a relationship where arguably I have same, what exactly are you offering me? Now, we're going to get married. 5 years later, we're going to get divorced. And you'll find out 3 years later, hey, Penzo's getting married again. You're like, oh, who's the lady? No, when you see that works at Jet, she works at Jet. She's just one of the assistants there. And, she doesn't have a car. And you're like, oof, he's downgraded. You'll meet someone who knows me, close to me. You're like, oh, I heard Penuel's with some lady from Jet. It's like, yo, he's in his element. He's so happy. My boy is actually upgraded, like, no offense. And you're like, what do you mean? It's like that woman is present for him and the kids. She loves cooking. She listens to him when he needs to go somewhere. To him, that's a high value woman because those were his requirements. A lot of women who are earning well, that stuff doesn't translate into the home, which is what we're meant to be building. I'll flip it to maybe create a better narrative. We meet, we go on the coffee date, it's great. I'm like, I'm a high value man. Like, oh, okay. So tell me more about yourself. Like, I'm really good with children and I love cooking, and I'm an amazing nurturer. Okay. What do you do for a living? Ish, look, I'm a struggling like artist nyana. I sell like one painting every 3 months, but I'm so loving. I'm so tender and I love cuddling. I'll always like send you messages while you're at work, while I'm chilling at home watching TV. I'll fill you up on like the latest gossip.
Yeah.
The next woman is going to be like, so he doesn't have money. What about decision making? You're like, oh, he says he's more of a beta type of guy. He likes a strong woman. And she'd be like, no, Chomi. It's a no from me. I'm sorry. I need a guy who can provide, who can make hard decisions, who can. And that relationship will break.
I hear you. And I'm one person who my friends are older than me. They do better. I get a better. Because they're older, obviously they've lived longer and they're doing well in their careers. I don't know how to explain it. It's so tricky. Then you meet a guy who's exactly like how you explain it. You're explaining someone that I liked and stuff.
Come on.
But now, and then as we go into this relationship, you are present. I don't care about how much you earn. Sure. And then it becomes like I'm too much for you. And I don't know if I'm making sense, where sometimes you find men like that. You're doing your best. You show them love.
Sure.
I might not cook every day because I'm always on set.
Sure.
But we have a little bit of routine, Yana, and I like you and I choose you all the time.
Sure.
It doesn't mean there's no politician who's in my DMs. But I choose not to entertain those because I like the cute, I like this.
Yes.
Right? But now and then later on, you realize that now it offends these guys because you're like, it's like you're too much for them. You're too ambitious for them. And not that you're practicing that in the house. How much I earn. Sometimes you go as far as when you go out for dinner. And obviously you will have friends, but like chomi. No.
Sure.
Have you seen yourself?
Sure. You deserve better.
You deserve better.
Yeah.
But you love this person and you're with them, but they still treat you like trash. So sometimes I feel like, I don't know how Sesotho sa se jwang ka Sesotho ka o kgomo ya moshate. Kore you do good, you do go gwa tshwana. You find the politician, obviously that's like and then you find this one, cute.
Yeah.
You're doing life with them, but you're too much because you're ambitious and they're insecure. Because when you wazama and ozama. And also I think sometimes in relationships, men and women don't realize that we're gifted differently. Your favor is not my favor, but I think we can find a way to,
We're in a transition period, right? Because again, feminism, gender equality, and women empowerment is relatively new. So there's going to be a lot of teething issues. And in that, there are going to be a lot of nuanced complexities because the one you're giving is not standard. Because what I'm hearing is either the guy lied and he actually doesn't like being inferior to you, in inverted commas,
right,
which is why he's cheating with like varsity girls. So he's lying to himself. He actually doesn't like that you are dominant, the leader, he's lying. Or he's changed over time, or society has pressured him in some way.
Or jealous, because sometimes you get into a relationship with a partner that's jealous of you. Jealousy is a thing.
Again, they're lying to themselves. I'm only saying this because we haven't trained men and women to be able to deal with people that have broken the stereotypes, the gender stereotypes.
Okay.
That's why you're frustrated. A guy who is comfortable in self, you shouldn't have issues with. You're having issues with the guy because, again, he's lying to himself, he's lying to you, or he's changed. Which happens. It happens a lot with men. I am 30. I'm 30, you're 23. You're doing your honors in whatever. Young, cute girl, so much potential. I'm working. Got a car, I pick you up at varsity. You're like, oh, your man is here. It's good times. You fast forward maybe 7 years thereafter. I'm 37, you're, 23, 30. Gifted, highly favored. You're killing it in your career. You're making 3 times what I'm making. The car you're driving. I'm like, let's live here. You're like, why? I can afford. It's like, when I met you, like I loved how you looked up to me. Like I'm an older guy, like I had this wisdom. You worship the ground I walk on. I think, whether it's scripted or not, a good dynamic is Umusamsele Tobile Kumalo on the show Tando Nestem, where he met as this young girl that idolized him. Today, she's making her own moves. She's a brand on her own. She's making money. And there becomes that clash where the guy's like, but I'm the alpha. And she's like, I don't understand why. It's like, no, but you must listen to me. To a point where he goes and he gets a younger woman, Makwela, who still looks at him like he's this phenomenal. Because we change and we grow. And that's what makes relationships hard. And this is where marriage or relationship counseling is meant to come in. To be like, let's do a sense check. So where you guys were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, how are you feeling? Let's hope that you guys can be honest. And you're like, but I love him. And it's like, it's not what you say. It's how you behave. It's the little things of when he's like, you're like, no, don't worry, I've got it. To you, you're like, but I'm helping him. To him, it's like, I don't think you're hearing me. You hear a woman say this with a guy who's earning well, that I don't think he hears me. I don't think he sees me. Because he's like, I've got it sorted, don't worry. But I want to worry. Why can't I worry? Why can't I suggest? Is it because I don't have money? Must I just keep quiet and cook and look after the kids? I'm not seen. And she'll cheat with the personal trainer. And she'll cheat because she's like, he sees me. He listens to me.
He does.
You don't even listen. It's like, but I just bought you a car. You're like, I don't care about the car. So strong women have very similar traits. And that's where this notion of intimidate comes. It's not intimidating. It's because you're not really what I want. And when I articulate my frustration, you catch feelings. And it's because we're in like this transition phase. Hopefully on the other side, we'll be so comfortable. Again, job interview, coffee date. We're sitting, what are you? I'm like, oh, Faith, I just met this really strong woman. She's smarter than me. She earns more money. She's a better visionary. So next coffee, nah, she's not what I'm looking for. I'm good. I think she's going to kill it. Like, I'm a fan of hers. But I don't want that in my home because we will fight. Or she's brilliant. I'm going to have to Get her to understand, look, I know you're strong. Relax. And people are going to make you feel some type of way, like, slip me the card so I can swipe. Don't do it. Swipe.
Yeah.
And when people are like, so she out-earns you, yeah. She's strong, yeah. So what do you bring to the table? I nurture, I listen to her, I drive her around. Oh, you're fine not being a real man. I'm like, from what you guys know, I'm not. But from what we have, yes, says boy, like we've got the greatest thing ever. I'm Stedman, she's Oprah, I'm married to a billionaire, I'm winning. But we're not there yet. And it's going to take a while. And most people, like I said, are either lying to you because job interviews, people lie. They're either lying to you or they're lying to themselves. Or they will change. And in their changing, they may not even be aware that they're changing. It's going to come in but you weren't like this 5 years ago, which means I'm changing and we're not having honest conversations. Which again, like I said, it happens even in the parenting thing where, but this is not what we agreed on. And you can't articulate that you've changed or, well, as soon as you hurt me, I was not going to give you that anymore. So I will punish you using the child. You can't say that because you're scared. I'll screenshot, I'll put it in court. So you just keep quiet. But I can see, everyone can see what's going on. So if I do the self-work, someone will tell me, I think this woman is hurt. I think she's weaponizing the child. Or I think this lady in her head genuinely thinks what she's doing is the best thing. She looks at your life. She looks at your social media. Or, bro, this lady's got an amazing opportunity. Don't you want your child to be like, my mom just won an Academy Award? And I'm like, but what about me? It's like, but I don't think she's trying to hurt you. I think she thinks this is a great opportunity for the child. Living in Los Angeles, if she lives there long enough, now the child got dual citizenship. Bro. And I'm like, so you're asking me to forego my wishes to take my child and slaughter goats, spend time with my family. But that requires you to get out of yourself. But in all of that, we've destroyed.
I know you said co-parenting is trash, but for someone, obviously when they see that I have a guy on the podcast, most men will watch.
Hey, siyabonga bafowethu. Sisonke.
What advice would you give to men who are struggling with co-parenting, and especially with obviously women who are maybe bahana babona bana, or they're using the kids? Because I think also co-parenting only works when you've fully not healed, but you have to forgive each other so that we are able to not pick up the child at the parking lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to do a lot of, let's just forgive each other for the sake of the child, because I don't want my daughter not to have a relationship with her father because of how I feel about you.
Sure.
And I think that's why it's working for me. I don't have issues at all. When I'm shooting away for 2 weeks, I don't have to have a helper or call my mom at Leko Bloemfontein at Lemo to look after my child. I know he's going to be there. He's fine.
Sure.
So I can speak for women, but for men, what advice would you give to men who are struggling with complicated, I don't want to say horrible baby mamas, but like who are struggling with that?
I want to start off by commending you, man, for going on the journey to try and spend time with your father. I'd like to think that's what's reflecting in your child and their father's relationship. It's because you can see the pain it caused you, the value that it would have added to have the father in the picture. So I'd like to think you're basically trying to fix what sort of happened in your life. Other women would have a different experience. They'd be like, my dad left at 7. I never needed that guy anyways. So the fact that my child doesn't see their dad, so what? Look at me. I'm fine. And you're like, oh, okay. So kudos to you for that. And I do hope in the complexities the father of your daughter appreciates, and he makes an effort as well. Advice to men. Let go is the first piece of advice. It's incredibly difficult. Let go. Hopefully the mom is a relatively decent person, and you should find peace with your child is being raised by a good person. If they're not a good person, unfortunately, then you can't let go. You need to fight and find whatever evidence you can find to be like, this person is actually dangerous for the child. The second thing is, before you go to courts, see if you can try and get family members to speak to each other. family members can be blood or they can be friends. Because you may find that one of your friends has had an experience and knows the value of a father in her life, and maybe she's willing to speak to you. And you're like, look, I'd really like to see my child. And you're like, look, let me go and speak to my friend. She may not agree, but before it goes to court and gets messy, let's try. If you have the privilege of parents and other people that are willing to sit down, guys, let's see how we can make this thing work. Worst case, I hate him, I hate his guts. Are you willing to maybe let the child go visit his parents? Oh, that I don't mind. That's the compromise. So the child will go visit his parents, and he knows, even his parents will be like, you can't take this child because we've heard what's happened. Right now it's sensitive. But you can come and visit us when the child is with us to spend time. Mom, are you comfortable with that? It's annoying, but at least the child is with his parents, not with that hoe over whatever it is. Cool. So try and look for alternative solutions so that the child has got access to, sometimes it's not even you as the father, to the paternal family. Sometimes that's all the healing and the blessings and the resources you need. Failing which, there is a process per the Children's Act in the children's courts. Go visit them, sit down. Again, I get you've let go. So you're trying to not be angry. And in that, go for therapy if you can. Speak to people. Don't be angry as a guy. That's one of the worst things that can happen, because the woman will eventually give you access to the child because you're so angry. You might take it out on the child. You might never want to have kids again. You might hate women, and it just causes more damage. So you need to be okay. Go to the courts, tell your story, be realistic. Most fathers will not get primary residence, what we used to call custody. It's in very rare situations that happens. The standard parenting plan is 2 weekends a month. And that's if you guys live relatively close. Otherwise, you may get the child during holidays. The mom may feel like, no, these holidays we're going to Durban. So you've lost. So make peace with that. Provide if you can. And if the mom is acknowledging of what you send and is appreciative. Because if she's not acknowledging and if she's not appreciative, she may be lying to the child, which causes another type of damage. I don't support fathers sending money to children where the mom is not acknowledging and appreciative, and where the child is not being informed that your father is sent. Because the child's going to grow up with some type of anger, and you'll realize later that there was a damage caused. You're trying to fix, but it's not happening. If you can have access to your child, go shopping with your child. So like, I remember going shopping with my dad. I remember he bought me this t-shirt. Show up at the child's school, build relationships with the teachers, pay school fees directly, and let it be known. Be like, please, can my child come to the school, or please, can you send these sweets to the child in class, and when they come and collect them from the front office, or your father just paid school fees and he wanted you to pay. There's a psychological benefit to your children knowing that you are involved, that you are present, that you sent money to the coach. No matter how far you are, it goes a long way. But more than anything, I think let go. Because I've counseled and I've listened to too many men who are dying inside. Gary De Silva, who runs Fathers for Justice, which is an NPO, has got many horror stories of fathers who therapy, antidepressants, and because the court system has destroyed them. And some spend tens, if not hundreds of thousands of rands. Mothers jumping from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, no warrant of arrest, no court order to hold the mom to account, and it becomes a mess. And because of my experience, I can tell you now, until the woman has healed, done self-work, is okay, she will do everything in her power to make this process as miserable as possible. With a court order, she'll tell you the child is sick. I think it's best you don't fetch them this weekend, just to spite you. No, the child is saying that they're uncomfortable at dad's home. No, there's a woman there that she'll make it so difficult, and you will end up being triggered all the time. So you need to, Unandi Matita, speak about grace. You need to give these hurt, angry baby mamas, mother of your child, grace and wish her well and hope that she heals. Because the day she does, family advocates will tell you, at the end of the day, we're just here to help and facilitate, but it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys to do best. And if one of you still hurt, you'll keep weaponizing the child. You'll take them to the most expensive school. You'll cause drama with the stepmom. You'll always be fighting. So try and heal and be okay with it, so that also if you don't have access to your child, the day she shows up years later, you're not angry. You're like, look, your mom really hurt me, but I'm so glad we've reconnected, reconciled. We'll never make up for the years, but you're here now. And the fact that I'm not angry means we can have a healthy relationship. And you might be hurt as my child. I can't, in your hurt, now get so angry at your mom. Like, oh, this. Let me try and heal you. I'm sorry you got hurt. Let me try and heal you. At least I'm okay. But if you're hurt, I'm hurt, the mom's hurt, just asking for problems. And I'm just saying words. It's a journey.
It is.
It is hard. And some of the healing I've found and that other men find is just because you don't have access to your child, they may not like this. Just because you don't have access to your child doesn't mean you don't have to parent and be a father. There are so many children out there that could benefit from you, and you may find a lot of healing being a stepfather, coaching at a local school, volunteering at an orphanage. It's not the same, I know. And you're like, no, my kids. But I can tell you now, you're going to earn all your daddy badges. You're going to make an impact in children's lives. And sometimes the children who become the best out there will come from the hands of a father who didn't have access to his children. And that on its own may be what your journey was meant to be for. To say, look, I didn't have access to my children, so I'm going to father the hell out of other kids that I meet. And people out there will call me names, but other people be like, that guy's an amazing father. I'm sorry you didn't have access to him, but because again, going back to my dad, he didn't provide for his kids, but his sister sent her 2 sons to him. His baby mama, my half sister, Ulindi, the late Ulindi, her mother sent the child to my dad. My dad was raising kids, 2 that were his nephews, his own daughter, and he was doing it. They were at school, they were growing, they were developing, however you want to judge, but clearly he could be a father. All the boys in the neighborhood that I would speak to, some who were crying at his funeral, we'd go hunting with your dad. He'd tell us stories. He used to go and hire movies and we'd watch movies at his place. He did all these things. The lesson for me was the reason that some of his kids didn't get his love and his resources is because the moms were not releasing them. And my mom, even though my dad was not providing, who released us to my dad, we'd watch him coaching. We'd watch him mentoring. When we were with him, he'd feed us. He was, I see you, you're hungry, let me feed you. He wasn't, oh, my child's hungry, let me send money, which is something a lot of people don't understand. Women, send the child so that the father's like, this child loves hot wings, chicken lick and hot wings as an example. So randomly, he'll send money to your account. And this, hey, that child of yours, I know they like wings, just go buy. And that can only come with spending time. Why do your socks have holes? Hey, your mom's so annoying. Come, let's go. You can't imagine that a guy will magically think about those things if he's not spending time with the child. That comes with contact. The reason your mother is buying a jersey, your new boyfriend is buying the child a jacket is because they live with them. They can see this child struggles with the cold, or the biological father that you're like, he won't even buy the kid. How will he know with a child he doesn't know? That only comes with spending time with the child. And when you send the child with the minimum.
Unless if he's satanic.
People are satanic.
Because
unfortunately,
my dad was living with his stepkids and he was providing for them. But I would go and say, can I kindly have money for a matric dance dress? And he said, I had to buy for my stepdaughter.
Sure. We're not going to call it satanic.
What is that?
I don't know.
But I understand. I'm here to ask.
I hear you.
It's not like you had to guess because I'm buying Umbali the dress. I must guess that maybe the other one also needs a dress. We both in matric.
Yeah. So these are the conversations, and again, therapy. These are the conversations we're not having in the dysfunction we're living in, because clearly your father has budget. It's clear. Clearly he's willing to buy things for children. That's clear. The question becomes, why not your own child? And that's where he'd need to answer. No, well, the last time I bought something, the mom sent me pictures of her burning it. No, I genuinely didn't have money. No, but this child must know that I was like, okay, so that's a communication thing. Or I just don't want. Or, if my new wife finds out, and you're like, okay, we've got problems here. So I don't immediately assume, because if you had told me my dad never even bought for his stepkids, I'm like, hey, yeah, no, we need to hear the guy's story. But there's normally a story. It's just people generally don't want to hear the man's story. And sometimes the man's story is an excuse and it's useless. But as soon as we hear it, it's not for us to attack them. It's for us to try and win them over. In fact, I think next time, before you buy something, be like, ish, because your daughter said, just ask, do you also need, because there's a 2-for-1 special here. Let us train you. Women by society and culture are trained to be moms. Whether it's adequate or not, we can debate. But there's an expectation. Men are not at all. And I have a problem with that. And I think we need to be buying our little boys dolls. When you buy your little girls dolls, buy the boys dolls and be like, where's your doll? Have you fed the doll? You must also put the doll on your back. Aye, boys don't know. We're raising girls to be leaders, providers, decision makers. We are raising girls to be able to do what men can do. We're not raising boys to be able to do what women can do. And then we get shocked later when they can't do it. But when you were cooking in the kitchen, you were calling your daughter, you were telling your boy, go play, aye, go wash your father's car. Bring him in here as well. Send the girl to also go wash the car so that she knows the different number spanners. Because again, we're moving towards gender equality. We're in a teething phase. So someone needed to speak to your father or listen to him. And I don't know his story. I could listen to him and be like, your dad's trash. I tried. We've tried. He's trash. You're right. Or it could be, he's never thought about it. That's what I'm saying with my dad. He didn't say it, but I realized this guy is a father, but he only fathers children that are in his presence. So if you're not in his presence, out of sight, out of mind. And that's not to say he was right. It's to try and win him over. Mom, what does the child need? Send the child in the coldest of weather with just a t-shirt so that the father gets angry. This child doesn't have I even had to go and buy a jacket. Like, good shot. Because we're trying to mastermind whatever it is. Because he's not hearing you when you say buy a jacket. He's not seeing it. Maybe he needs to see his child cold. He may not have the money. He'll go and hustle a jacket. I don't have money. Here, take my jacket. This is my dad's jacket. You're like, okay, so he can provide something. I've said this to men who are like, how can we provide for kids when we don't have money? And I'm like, what are you eating, chief? Where are you sleeping? What are you wearing? However you're surviving, share that with your child. Those t-shirts you have, yes, they're big. Give some of them to your kid because clearly you have clothes. What you're eating, before you finish that plate, put a little bit in the skaftin. If the mom doesn't appreciate, she calls you names, you are what, you're like, it's okay. Again, the measure of a father for me or a parent is doing your best. I'm doing my best. I stand in the queue and I applied for the SASA grant. I stood in that queue for a food parcel and I put some for myself. I took some for the child. Because if you have nothing, you should be dead. But you're not. Which means we are pools on top. So nemali yotshwala. Amajita ngithengelayo. While amajita kuthengela be like, "Ishifethu ngicela ungangithengeli ngudu today. Ngishoda ngesinkwa." Mfethu kodwa hayi wena uyagang. Okay, take that sinkwa, cut it in half, take it to the kid. But you need to train men. It's not natural. It just doesn't fall from the sky. And then we need to make men feel safe to be able to do that without attacking them. He's only sending 800. What am I going to do at 800 when the child's school fees? I'm like, you see, as soon as a guy hears that, you're telling him stop doing what you're doing. But it's the bare minimum. That bare minimum, be appreciative. Because he needs that validation that, oh, thank you so much. This has gone so far. Yeah. A woman and I provide, I mean. Fuji shouting at 300. You're winning. And it's not to say you must enable men with the bare minimum. It's to be like, guys, let's just try, man. Let's give each other grace. Because what are we trying to do at the end of the day? We're trying to raise great kids. But if we're not healed and we've got these wounds, we want to bleed on our kids. And if you want to be fighting with that gent, he's going to be like, go jump. Even after he's won the lottery, he's like, make her life easier. After she denied me access for 2 years, after I used to send money and she called it nothing. Even my boyfriend does better. Let your boyfriend raise your child here. It's fine.
Talking about boyfriends, do you think it's important for men to know who is raising their kids? Like right now, you don't stay with your kids. Obviously, maybe the mom has moved on and the mom is in a relationship or the mom is about to get married. And most of the time these days, I need my phone. You guys come to our houses and back in the days we used to visit you guys, but now it's like, hey, nyeza, anyama stone.
Asna mahloni.
O batlang haka. Ka sintu so buang ka sone, do you think it makes sense when uzolala konna? But anyway, sometimes
you're not ready for gender equality. You yourself are not ready for gender equality.
Shame, I won't lie. If everyone knows that follows me here, now I'm just a girl. You will never hear me agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just a girl.
Sure.
Please, ne? Gender equality, what? I just want to ask, boyfriend, I have a partner who's very serious. And we're about to, move in together, or, we're staying in the same place. And I don't come alone. I have a child. Do you think it's important as a man to know the man who's going to be raised? Because that person is going to be staying with us, and the person is going to be raising your child.
Yeah.
Do you think of those things? Do you know I don't want to sound personal, but do you know the men around your kids?
So my brother and I are split when it comes to this one. My brother is 100% I need to know. I need to know the other guy. I need to know the man in my children's lives, what his view is on discipline. I want to meet him. I need to know him. I almost fully disagree.
Almost
fully disagree. Outside of my brother, when I listen to men speak in that fashion, right, but this person is around my kids, and I normally ask, do you put in the same effort and energy into the male neighbors, the male teachers, the male coaches? Have you had meetings with her brothers, her male cousins who are in her life, her work colleagues who are male? Or is it specifically this one guy?
Yeah,
because if it's specifically this one guy, then it's not about what you're saying. Because your child's got so many stakeholders.
But Pat, we're staying together, man. My child is not staying with the male teacher or the male swimming coach.
They spend a lot of time with those people. Let's say you were staying with your female cousin. Would you have the same energy? I need to meet your female cousin. I need to know who she is and what. No. That's not the issue. What's bothering you? Please ventilate.
I don't think it's about, okay, let's have a meeting and you now trying to interview this guy or see if it's a good guy or not.
Sure.
Maybe I'm speaking from a point of I'm raising a girl.
Okay.
And, I have to be very mindful who I'm bringing into her space.
Yes.
And the conversation I've had with my, with her dad is that he would like to know. And for example, I know who, her dad is staying with.
Sure.
I never had a meeting with her or anything like that, but I know because I just want to know. I just want to know. I'm with Auntie Mamang. I just want to know.
Why? Do you not trust him?
I trust him.
Do you not trust her?
No. I don't trust her. I trust him.
Why don't you trust her?
I don't know her.
You also want to know the nanny?
Yes.
And the helper?
I want to know the nanny. I want to know the helper. I want to have your address. I think those things are important.
And the neighbors where she chills at some point.
Just in case. There's so many things that might happen that might need me to know the nanny. I don't have to have a relationship with the nanny. But, I'm not saying I must choose the nanny. I'm not trying to be difficult or anything like that. It's just that I think it's important, especially, I don't know, especially if you're raising a girl, to know.
I understand the sensitivity of a girl.
Yeah.
Same dynamics when the child goes on play dates, when they visit your family. You want to know everyone there.
I want to know everyone there. I want to know if he will come to me and say, Nema has a sleepover for, maybe I don't know, if the friends are high. I want to know because we don't.
So you want to know his friends as well?
No, I know his friends already because we were married for long.
Oh, so you're speaking from a personal, sorry. I'm trying to make it generic.
So let me make it generic that I think it's important.
You must meet the friends as well. You must know the friends as well of the father.
But they don't stay.
They visit. They come there, they drink, they watch sports. Your daughter's there. The people that violate girls, by the way, are relatives. The stats show us. It's her uncle. Definitely, that's part of a relative. He's related to her.
Yeah.
I'm saying it is relatives. So it's not only like the other lover. It could be an uncle, it could be a cousin, it could be... We don't vet generally.
So
we don't vet those people.
It's because of it's a lover, that's why maybe we want to know? Do you think?
I know for a fact that's why it's a big problem for most people.
Because it's a lover.
Because it's a lover. They don't put in the same energy when it comes to anyone else. So same daughter visits my place. My brother's coming over. Maybe you sort of know him, you don't. It's like, oh, it's your brother, it's chilled. You don't have an issue. I'm like, oh, my sister's coming, it's chilled. I'm like, hey, look, I've got a new woman. No, I need to know about her. Like, what is she up? All of a sudden, the energy changes. And look, you are meant to vet who is around your child. You're meant to be intentional.
Yeah.
But more than anything, because we can only do so much, right? Play dates. We've heard horrific stories, even in Joburg, of teachers violating kids, swimming coaches, other coaches, etc. It happens anywhere. So there should be some type of care and vetting. With that being said, the reason I almost disagree is because you are meant to trust the other parent. Right. The person who will hurt your daughter is not going to be the stepmom. It's going to be his sister. It's going to be his work colleague. It's going to be the lady next door who actually has feelings for him and hates the woman he's with now. We don't vet that much. If you don't trust your baby daddy to vet, you can just raise it as a concern. But people like my brother want to meet the guy. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys put in the same energy with every other man in her life, because when she's at work events, those guys are there. When she's visiting somewhere, she's there. When the child is chilling, you're visiting your friends, female friends. They've got husbands and boyfriends. No one is vetting all those people. No one is vetting your male cousins. And unfortunately, that's where some of the bad things happen. With girl children, I'm hypersensitive because I don't trust anyone, male or female, but more especially men. I don't trust anyone around the girls. So I always say girl children should never be left alone, ever. It doesn't matter if, well, besides the mom, maybe, but it doesn't matter if she's with her aunt. There must be 2 or more people around. Someone who can be like a witness or someone. But the same should apply to boys as well, because boys also get violated. But I'm very sensitive about that stuff. The child should never be left alone.
No.
It could be her uncle that you guys love so much. Like, oh, is the aunt going to be there? Is the gran? If not, it's like, look, we'll take her later. Without saying anything. You're like, it's not that I don't trust him. It's just, I will never leave girl children alone. Ever. It doesn't make sense to me. But on that part of partners and look, the horror stories of stepmoms, I understand. But that thing has a lot to do with, I just don't trust your person. They're probably jealous that I'm your ex. They probably want to have their own child. If you guys have a child, they might discriminate against my child. There's a whole nother conversation around step parenting. Because co-parenting is like entry level into the different dynamics, blended family, and it's hard. I've got experience in that as well. And where possible, people must avoid step parenting. And that doesn't mean dating or marrying someone as a child. It's drawing boundaries where you're not playing mom or dad, because it really makes things very complicated. But if I were to unpack that, it's an entire different. With that being said, man, if you are given an opportunity to play parents to someone's child, just try and do your best.
Right.
Don't overdo it because you love the person. Treat them as you would your nieces, your nephews. Don't overdo it. Don't overspend, because that also causes resentment later. But if you're going to leave a child with someone, vet at the level you would vet anyone else. When you're taking your child to your parents, ask, who's going to be there? Who's going to be there? And the same way you ask, and your mom's like, hey, kuzozala bafana abazokhanda the roof. Who are those bafana? Put in the same, don't make it special now because it's him and his woman. And because that tells me that you're not being genuine and there's another agenda.
So if we put safety aside and we talk about like things like values, and now let's not talk about boyfriend and girlfriend. I get married to a Venda man or a Zulu man who's very traditional and who believes that no, ingania, and then, things like that. I'm not just talking about safety.
That's a traditional Venda and Zulu man. Hectic. Traditional black South African man. Please, ma'am, continue.
And Sutu. And Swana. So I'm not talking about just safety, but you know what I mean. Like I'm talking about like things like values and stuff. Because if I'm remarried or get married, it means that now we're in the house, and sometimes they believe in things that we don't believe in.
100%.
You don't believe in.
That's very common.
It is common.
Very problematic.
But you don't think what would help is having those conversations even before we get married, or just to find out?
People don't have those chats, and people change. So you were a feminist. You were a feminist in your young years. And then later on, now you want to be in old school gender roles. So now you want to be with a traditional man. You've changed. But we have a child. Like, life happens. So those conversations are meant to happen. 100%. But again, your child is at school. They've got a friend who's also their age. They're going on a play date. The parents are very traditional. Are you going to offer the same concerns? And if the answer is yes, then cool. You raise those things. But if it's like, she's got a Zulu friend, the father's always, she's in Pepo.
Black man, like, because you said I mustn't say.
Oh, thank you. So all I'm saying is the same way you treat other people. And look, you should always have boundaries around your child. And I know we catch feelings, specifically us liberal, progressive black people. We catch feelings with white people and white parents and Indian, Arab, Muslim parents. Trying to think who else. I don't know about Jewish parents. Maybe some black parents as well. We catch feelings because some of them don't do these play date, what things until you find out, but they do, but with their own kind. And you're like, racism, what. It's because they don't want to deal with the whole, we don't eat pork. We don't know what. We have to pray. And so we rather just keep it to our own. The kids can play at school. And just keep it there. They don't need to bring it here. Manjatina, because we're progressive and we like diversity. We want to meet everyone and but some people are just like, no, these are the boundaries we set. My daughter will not go on play dates with her guy friends at school. My daughter will not go on play dates where there's like an older brother in that home or any boys. Or my girl just won't go on play dates. I just don't trust people out there. Nothing. If there is going to be a play date, I'm coming with. We'll be there. We'll play date for a few hours and then they'll leave. It's cool. It's chilled.
Who would you get married?
Set boundaries. Marriage is the dumbest thing you could do in 2026. Dumbest. The most stupid thing you could do in 2026. However, if you are raised traditionally and if your life is aligned to religious principles, I answer. Look, I have to try and protect good people, right?
Right.
Yeah. If you're raised religiously, if you're raised culturally, and you've really tried your best to aspire to perfection. Yes, you tried to do the no sex before marriage. You slept with one yana guy. You had deep regrets. You cleansed, whatever. Like, I'm like, shame, you tried. I can't fault you. But this thing of living a liberal life and then wanting to play this pretend game of like you're a virgin with a white dress and they must pay lobolo and you have to pretend you're this maiden. I hate that rubbish. And it causes conflict. And I raise it and I end up attacking black people and they catch feelings and they attack me back. But it's just me raising a mirror. There is no upside to marriage for the average South African today. There's no upside. There's nothing you cannot do. Nothing that marriage can give you. Because again, I spoke earlier about freedom without responsibilities. You guys let us hit without marriage and getting married. You guys sleep over without marriage. You guys let us impregnate you without marriage. You guys cook meals for us. We can buy a property together. We don't even need to be dating. We can just be mates and we like have similar financial goals. I can meet your family. I can stepfather your child. The dynamics have changed. I think it's like peer pressure. I think it's traditional pressure. I think it's wanting to appease your family, or you always had a dream when you're watching Brooke Logan, whatever. There's no point in getting married in 2026. And people need to stop doing it because it causes more harm than good. It doesn't protect your assets. It doesn't protect your kids. That's just a lie. There are other contracts you can get into to protect assets. There are conversations you can have about the children. You don't have to get married. You don't need to have a wedding, get a ring. Also, you can have an event to share your love without getting married. You can go on a honeymoon without getting married. He can buy you a ring. He can buy you 20 rings. You guys can move in together. Marriage as a concept, traditionally, religiously, especially legally, is a stupid decision. It's an irrational, retarded decision. If we're sitting and I'm trying to vet if I trust you to do business with me and you tell me you think of getting married, that's a red flag. And I need you to explain to me why. And chances are, if you're going to give me like a silly answer, I can't trust you with certain parts of my life. It's like this whole love concept is rubbish. I need to find out that you're with this person because they, the responsibilities and you know how we do this and I can rely on him. I'm like, yo, no. You're a rational thinker. You guys are probably going to get far, and even if it ends, it breaks. But love, as a concept, is a mental illness. Are you breathing? Do you need water? Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Have you ever loved, like right now?
Yeah.
There's no one that you love?
I love my children.
I know you love your children. I'm talking about like romantic.
So I love my children, and my pouring into them has got nothing to do with love and everything to do with responsibility. Love is, I can love you. I don't need to do anything for you. There's people that get married, but their hearts are still with someone else who married someone else or who cheated on them. And they, to this day, they're like, if this gent called, I would drop everything. Because, oh my gosh, because you love him. It's stupid.
So right now you don't have anyone that you like and that you're chatting with? Come on. I think
they say how Zulu girls ask a guy if he's dating. It's like when he's chatting, they're like, ntombi yakhe izongishaya. The guy's like, anginayo intombi. How? So isn't there someone that you love like now? I'm not going to answer that. But I do have the capacity to love romantically, and I do love romantically, yes.
Are you romantic?
No. Unfortunately. And at the coffee date, the job interview, I let that be known. I don't do voice calls. I don't do video calls. I don't do candlelit dinners. Yeah, I'm a functional partner.
What do you do?
We live. I'm your dad and your brother and your best mate. And I tell you, you're getting fat now. You must gym. And I want you to win. And I'm helping you with like script reading, and I criticize you and I help you where I can. And we raise amazing kids. And you can feel how much I love you.
Buy flowers?
For what? To feel it? You died. What are the flowers for?
I love flowers.
No, that's peer pressure from TV.
It's not peer pressure from TV. It's not. I buy myself flowers.
No, but it is still peer pressure.
No, it's not. I want my table to have flowers.
Why don't you buy them? Buy them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm buying myself flowers.
Then mina ngenapi. I won't stop you.
I get it's like what you're saying. Like you see, my woman loves flowers. She buys herself flowers. Maybe once in a while, I'm not.
What if she takes offense? Like, excuse me. I'll tell you what I do, right? Because love languages are a thing. We have the chats. And in the chats, you tell me what you appreciate. What you'd like. I tell you what I can and cannot do. And in that, we try and speak about a compromise. So, for example, you love flowers. I love oxtail. And you're like, sorry, I'm not making oxtail. I'm like, no problem. I'm like, look, let's do a trade. You do oxtail. I buy you flowers. You go out there, your friend, oh my gosh, he bought you flowers. You're like, he hates it. But he buys you flowers, I know. I also then cook him oxtail. I fucking hate it. Why are you doing it? Because we appreciate each other and we've told each other what we appreciate and we've found a way. But this thing of women of being like, no, but you must willingly want to. No. I'm telling you honestly, I hate it. But I will do it as a compromise because I know it makes you happy.
Hence I'm saying that sometimes I get the more we spend time together,
sure,
the more you see, I see Pen likes black t-shirts and I'm passing by a shop and I see a t-shirt that will look nice on you.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I buy my own t-shirts. When did I ask you to buy me a t-shirt?
I know you're a problem.
You'll buy me a t-shirt, I'll take it back, you'll get offended. And I'll be like, I don't like those tees.
I can see that you love this t-shirt and I've seen it. And I see it. I'm like, he's going to like it. Come on, it's me being kind and nice.
Some of the things I've fought with my mom.
I'm sure you don't even hold hands.
It's gay. Are you lost? Are you going to be stolen? So part of the things I've fought with my mom over is this thing of buying me stuff when I don't want. I don't want. If I wanted, I'd ask. Please, may you buy me a t-shirt. It would make me very happy. This thing of taking initiative, no, but I thought you would. That's me. I can't speak for other men. Other men are like, oh, my girl got me a Barcelona jersey. Dog. She loves me. Don't do that. Discuss your love languages at the coffee date, at the job interview. You'll find out I don't like that at all. You're like, I love cooking. I'm like, I don't really care for food. What? Dude, like, cooking is my love language. Okay, then I don't receive it. Because when we fight, when we break up, you'll be like, but I cook every day for you. I'm like, I don't want your food. I don't want your food. You know how hard I work and this house we bought, I never asked for this house. You didn't do it for me. You know, on the red table, Will Smith and Jada sat the one time, and I think it was Jada's 40th. And Will Smith speaks about how he organized this whole thing and he did her family history and he was like, I did this stuff for you. And she stopped him. She's like, you didn't do it for me. You did it for you. I didn't want this. I just wanted like a family dinner. You were doing this for your validation. I never asked for it. And now you're hurt. I did all this. Are you sure that she appreciates it? She may not. Because you guys lied to each other at the job interview. And I also said, no, I'll buy you flowers. I mean, flowers. As time goes on, I'm like, this thing. Because I lied. It's trying to get into your pants. The hard conversations, people struggle with. Because I put them on the table and you start catching feelings. No, but what if you, I'm trying to get into your pants. I'm like, ish. Okay, I'm sure I can buy you flowers. Oh, at least. I'm in your pants, I'm out. And you get angry. You were scammed, but you asked me to lie to you. Because you didn't want the truth. I told you the truth. You're like, well, he's cute. I also want him in my pants. We're not having the hot chats. Have the hot chats. Sometimes it's not even like buying you flowers. It's sending you money. And then you go to Net Florist and ask them to deliver. It's like, oh, Pen got me these flowers. No, he didn't. It's like, trust. He got me the flowers. He knows or he doesn't know. He got me the flowers. There's an ex I dated who she taught me how to give girls money. I never believed in giving girls money. I was like, that girl can go jump. But the way she served me made it easy for me to do things for her without asking. Mm-hmm. And she never asked. But it's the way you serve me on the things I care about that by the time you're like, oh, I'm going to do my hair. I'm like, oh, wait, ish me bambala. Oh, and in that, it's not like, oh my God, money. It's just like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, yo, hey, actually, let me top up. That's when you intentionally trying to understand a person. That's love. That's actions. That's service.
What
and service.
Service getting to you.
It's when a woman submits to me, duh. No, service is the functional stuff. And arguably the non-functional stuff that I know puts a smile on your face. But again, at the job interview, you'll be like, this Jen told me years ago, he hates buying flowers. He's been doing it for 10 years. It's because he cares about me. But if other women meet, like, oh my gosh, Pen buys you flowers. He never bought me flowers. I know. Trust. I know. And I appreciate that he buys me flowers. The reason he didn't buy you flowers is because you didn't have these conversations and you didn't do these things. And you refused to cook oxtail. So, I mean, Siswami, honestly, it's that. We teach people how to treat us. And people have different relationships with different people. Again, your dad buys clothes for kids that are not his, but won't buy clothes for. You need to try and figure that out. You might find it's the way this woman is with treats him. So he very comfortably buys that. And the way that woman treats him, where he's like, there's no way I'm spending a rand. And you might become collateral damage, sadly. But it might literally be that. That woman bought him a car. So buying these girls' dresses is easy. That woman told him, I don't want the bare minimum, go jump with your 2,000 rand. He's like, I'm not going to buy anything. And then you end up catching strays. So this is why we have therapy and counseling and all those good things, or are supposed to.
But most of your brothers don't want to go to therapy. They think, like you're saying, holding hands. Oh, why would I do that?
It's gay.
Don't say
gay.
that. Don't say that.
Gay.
My best friends are gay.
Okay, I'm sure they hold hands.
They hold hands.
Sure, they love holding hands. It's gay. Are you going to run away? Like, are we getting lost? Why are we holding hands? Are you unsure? Or are you trying to tell the world, this is mine?
No, I just want to hold your
Do you know what happens when the vultures out there see you holding hands?
No, we just at a moment.
They're like,
we're not posting.
Challenge accepted.
No.
Yeah. She thinks her holding hands with him.
So if I take your hand, you wouldn't want to.
I do. I have in the past. Hey, when's I? When's I?
Where am I? I was asking something important. Now I forgot.
My apologies. Being romantic?
No, we're done with that. You said you're not. But I was about to ask you something now.
I want to say something. I saw an Instagram video clip, reel, that articulated it very well. Children are useless today in 2026. And how he articulates it is he compares, and he does give a disclaimer, you're not going to like this. Children are like horses. Horses today are luxury items. They're expensive. You have to clean up after them. You have to feed them. You have to find a place to keep them. Back in the day, everyone, this was obviously a white guy. We didn't have horses. Maybe the Sotho people, the bear. We didn't have horses. People needed horses to get around, to transport things. So your family needed to have a horse until cars came. Then horses became useless. Children in 2026 are useless. And that's why you've got movements now like child-free. Women on social media are celebrating that they don't have children. Yo, I'm so glad I've got so many problems, but at least I'm not a baby mama. Yeah. And it's triggering for some of us parents. But they are right in that children are useless today. Children are functional back in the day. We'd have kids because they would help us clean around the house, work in the farms, companionship. Today, you can hire a nanny, you can get a helper, you can go chill with your mates, you can, all these things. Now, people that are intentionally having kids, of which I think it's maybe half of us, I think half of kids are actually accidental. Those of us who are intentionally having kids, we need to appreciate why we are having kids and mustn't be like, yeah, but my bloodline. No, like, be real. Why are you having kids? Because then you'll answer which schools they go to, which careers they must go into, what the legacy is going to be. Don't just have kids for the sake of. On top of that, for the people that don't want to have kids, 20 years from now, 40 years from now, someone needs to entertain you on TV. Someone needs to serve you in the restaurant. Someone needs to be your customer in your business. And you can call us names and laugh at us and whatever, but that's going to be our kids. And you guys are going to be ungrateful. So people need to consider that. You think you're cute, my figure, but children, that job where you're working, there are people's children that are allowing you to get paid. So a small service of being like, I want to contribute to society. Even if it means adopting, even if it means getting a surrogate or an IVF, like we're trying to keep something going. And it's not you, it's the system that's put the script in your head that's told you that children are expensive. And they can be. But it's because we're not having intentional conversations. Children used to be assets, like horses. They've become liabilities today. The idea of having a child is a huge liability. But I can tell you now, your child is an asset to that school, to the doctor, to the kiddies' clothing shop, to that place where they go and have good times with their friends, the restaurants. Everyone is milking money out of you. And until we have the right conversations where we say, we don't want our kids to be liabilities anymore. It's not so much child labor. It's to say, no, we will ensure that these kids are adding value in our lives, in society, of course. Because as long as the system has got us commodifying children, because that's what they've done, we will not have kids. And everyone will say, oh, I'm pregnant, I can't. I don't have a job, I'm not earning well. And we'll get rid of human life. And we will become an endangered species. And then Abu Pens will have lots of kids. And you'll want access to my kids. And I'll say, no thanks.
So you're done with it?
And you'll be miserable.
Are you done?
Never. In a perfect world, I'd have 20 in total. In an even more perfect world, I'd go for 100. It's just a very uncomfortable conversation to have on platforms. And I've had to learn to try and keep these things to myself.
Gotcha.
But if I could find the right type of women, of which I know there are a lot, it would be easier if I spoke about it on platforms and they came into the DMs and we vetted each other. I think it would be brilliant. I'd love to have children. I think I was born to have children. I think a lot of guys were born to not have children. I think their bloodline must end with them. A lot of women as well. But some of us need to have more. Elon Musk and Nick Cannon get it a bit. If you're decent looking, if you're relatively smart, if you're adding value to society, we should be breeding like crazy. But the people that are breeding are poor, struggling. They don't add much value to society. They actually take from society, but they breeding like rabbits. And you multiply that over a few generations, you have to ask the quality of society we're going to be living in. You're going to have to ask. I mean, we speak about social grant recipients, almost half of the population. We speak about high unemployment, and that's not by accident. It's because the wrong type of people are having babies. And the right type of people are like, I'm not having a baby, or I'll only have one. And if two of you have one child, you're already moving backwards in terms of population. And the quality of human beings moving forward is going to go down. And that's where dumb decisions get made. And dumb movements come up. And all of a sudden we're endangered. China is desperate. South Korea is desperate. Russia is desperate to have babies. They're incentivizing people because they know what happens when there are no more children left in society. It's desperate. But because people are stupid and they are conditioned by the system, they regurgitate these dumb things they see online. And I'm here to try and break some of those things. Uncomfortably so, but importantly so as well.
Oh, I remember the question lastly. Therapy. I was asking, most of men don't want to go through therapy. Why?
I don't blame them.
Why?
Therapy is hostile to black men. The framework of formalized therapy is based on Western paradigms. And those are hostile to black men. So when a black man walks into a therapist's office, even if it's a black woman or a black man, and they say things like, I don't see why I need to see my child every day, they get told you're wrong. But to be honest, that's not generally what men should be doing from a traditional perspective and arguably from a functional perspective. You're meant to be out working. Your children, the mom is there, they've got help. So why am I there every day? Why am I taking kids to the park and pushing them around? What the hell? You say that in a therapist's office and there's something wrong with you. You've got some type of a problem that we need to fix. You're not buying your woman flowers. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? So it becomes a hostile space. And guys don't want to go there to be judged. Now, the sad thing is they then go to like the opposite side, which is toxic. This is similar to fathers that are not present in certain societies. The kids yearning for masculinity end up finding it in the wrong places like gangs. Because that's the only place with Konama Grootman that actually give you money, give you chores, are training you to be a man. But it's rubbish. So guys congregate in taverns, shebeens, pubs, and they give each other the worst advice. But we need to be gentle. What you were trying to do with your dad, what I was trying to do with my father, was to not be judgmental. It was to listen. And in the listening, it's not for us to label them as being wrong, but it's to let them know, you know your kids missed you. You know they love you. Maybe you should have considered, I don't know. And try and win them over. Because again, yes, they're old men, but at some point they were little dizzy boys as well. Can't always assume that old people are wise. A lot of them are not. Some of them actually need to be trained. So we need spaces, safe spaces for men to vent, to speak out, to not be judged, and then very gently but very intelligently be masterminded. I'm like, these women are trash face. Oh, so annoying. Let's go fetch these kids just so that they stop making noise. Fitz, you're right, let's go. Now I've gotten you to be a present father. I can't go spend time with my kids. I'm going to watch the soccer. I'm like, okay, let's maybe at the soccer games create a space for kids to play. Let's also listen to the men. And it's not, let's get them arrested. It's let's find the root cause. This man hit you because he's jobless. He's unemployed. And he congregated with a bunch of losers, and they all got drunk. And the alcohol wasn't slapping the same, so they started doing drugs. And he came home and he found out you had a job and you told him he's useless and he flipped. And what he did was wrong and he must get punished. But if we can fix that thing of him getting a job, that the rest of that story doesn't play out. And the system needs men and women fighting each other. They need it. Because you and I fighting means two properties. You and I fighting means co-parenting. It means therapy. That's money. It means you're on antidepressants. It means I drink more. You and I healthy is horrendous for the system. One property. Our child is happy. They don't need to go to therapy. They don't need to take meds. They don't need all these weird things. And you're like, no, this doesn't work. It's like racism. They need us hating each other because once we work together, it's problematic. We see the Jews, we see the Muslims, we see some of the Afrikaners, very healthy, very traditional. A lot of the women there are like housewives and the like, but very healthy. And healthy spaces don't generate a lot of money for capitalists. But those of us who are a bit woke need to try and do better. And even where we've destroyed, once we become aware, it's just to be gentle. You're swearing at me, I must just breathe. She's angry that we're not together. Or my child said, "Your dad, what," and it triggered her. I must just be a bit gentle once I'm aware. And hopefully once you're aware, you're like, you know what, this guy's never sworn back at me. It would be really unfair for me. And I'm putting in the work. Self-work is watching the TikTok videos, watching the podcasts, going to therapy. The other thing I wanted to say about black men and therapy is find safe spaces that are building. That becomes therapy. Someone who actually wants you, your baby mama or your wife and your child to win, not just you. They want all of you to win. And go to those spaces and work on yourself. And that's how we change the dynamic.
Do you have anxiety or ADHD?
Because of this?
Or you just like moving?
I went to Podcast and Chill 4 years ago. And before we started, Mac G was like, "Hey, dog, I also do this thing of shaking like my legs." And I told him, I think what it is human beings were not meant to be, or some of them, most of them. We weren't meant to be like passively in the space. We get conditioned over time, class, lecture, don't move, behave. But we were meant to be a moving people. And I think to stimulate thought, it helps to take a walk, to run. If we go on a hike, we chat. So I don't think I have anxiety. I don't think I have ADHD. I think I'm just a person who's just shaking their legs.
Okay.
We must diagnose, and again, meds. Maybe you should take something so that you can come. No, why? Did I hurt anyone? No. Did I not articulate? Was I sweating? No, it's okay. Let's move around. I even if I was diagnosed, I don't have anxiety and I don't have ADHD. I'll tell them they can go jump with their labels.
I think I have, but I don't take meds.
Why do you think you have?
I know I have.
Why do you know you have?
Because of the way it, like, I don't know how to explain it. I have all the symptoms, let me put it like that, of someone who struggles with being anxious but mostly it's triggered by events or things that are happening. Like I don't just wake up, but sometimes I don't know. I try to find what triggered the anxiety, and then I see, oh, it's because I have an audition, or it's because I'm not shooting anymore. I'm worried about money, or is it? So I'm very much aware now of my triggers. Or for example, if I'm late and I'm not comfortable driving when I'm late, it's because I don't like being late, and therefore, I get anxious. But it's not just, I don't think it's like a chemical imbalance for me to be put on a medication. When I'm anxious, I always sometimes, most of the time, know what's happening. Yes.
I think you're just human.
Yeah.
You just need to breathe. Just need to communicate. I'm running late. Just need to be like, I might not get the money. And then just plan to be like, okay, I'll move back home. I think you're just human. And it's because you care. A lot of the stuff, you're anxious because you're late. It means you respect your work and the people you're going to meet. You're anxious about like an audition. It means you really take your craft seriously. I think you're just human. It's how serious it is and how debilitating it is. Where then I'll tell you, maybe you're in the wrong field. Maybe you then need to set an alarm and always get there 30 minutes earlier, an hour earlier. All of that stuff will go away because it's just moving stuff around. But you're human. The problem is diagnosing people with a lot of things when that's not the case, because all of us then become on some spectrum and need some type of intervention. And I don't think so.
Okay. No, I had a lovely chat with you. Is our hour finished?
It's been longer than an hour. Oh.
Are you bored?
No. Thank you. The other thing I wanted to add, is school governing bodies. If possible, student council, representatives, parents, teachers. If they can, please try and introduce entrepreneurship as an extramural in schools. I don't mean like one market day on a Friday or once a month. Yeah. I mean an everyday extramural where kids for 30 minutes, an hour after school are discussing business, are putting money together, are starting businesses to a point where hopefully they start sponsoring the school sports teams. I would like to see schools, especially township schools, setting up spaza shops where the kids in the school work and they take turns and they go and they do stock taking. They buy stock and they manage cash flow. I'd like schools that have a bit of land, but I think you don't even need to have land. If you have 5-liter ice cream containers, to please start planting green pepper, tomatoes, potatoes. Potatoes you can plant if you put tires on top of each other, and start gardens. Again, especially townships where some of the kids maybe actually need that produce to take home, onions and the like. And the excess stuff can be sold through the spaza shop.
Right.
Open up to the parents. Tell the parents, instead of buying from my friend, buy from the school. Because the profits here go to the kids. They go to the school. We've just extended the classrooms. We've just painted the school. We didn't wait for a government tender. We've done it with the profits.
Yeah.
On the weekends, put up a television screen. Can the fathers please come and watch their soccer here? I'm not sure about a liquor license, but maybe you can bring your cooler boxes, cooler bags, but please come and watch the soccer here and then support the kids. They're going to buy some meat for you. They'll wash the cars for you. They get to make money and they take this money home and they help. And in that way, the parents get closer to the school. If schools can do that, I'd be very happy.
Yeah.
Set up workshops in the school. By workshops, I mean, let the kids try and fix cell phones. Let them try and fix under supervision, of course. But these become hard skills that the kids can use later on in life.
Yeah.
We are building societies of useless people. And it starts at school. You leave with matric, that is pathetic. You leave with a diploma and a degree, that's useless. Seeing doctors marching for jobs. Seeing people with law degrees at robots. When I'm like, but there are doctors that are running online practices, that are, able to make money from sick notes, that are running podcasts. I see lawyers who are offering online services that draft contracts for people easily, that are running WhatsApp groups, teaching legal literacy. It's all because you guys haven't been taught to solve problems. And at the lowest level, as a doctor, lawyer, engineer without a job, like, oh, at school we used to fix cell phones and we used to service cars and we used to run car washes. So I'll just default to that. I'll actually go volunteer at the school and maybe teach the kids what law's about and what, and we'll build phenomenal societies.
Yeah.
But like I said, just low-hanging fruit. Get maybe some business people in the area. Can we please have entrepreneurship as an extramural and get these kids to start businesses from a young age?
Yeah.
Get them comfortable with money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And get them to contribute in society, not this rubbish we're doing now. Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
Before I forget, I wanted to say that. Yeah.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you for the invite.
I had a lovely chat with you. So interesting, but holding hands, Komolong is not gay.
You're a woman, so I don't care that you don't think it's gay. It's fine. It's okay. It's important that men fight against the feminization agenda. You guys turn men into women and then you complain when they behave like women. So nah. Let's fight back. Die vroedom front plus slaan terug. Hey.
What's her?
Before you close off, man, I just want to say thank you for your platform. Thank you for mostly giving women a voice in all their different dimensions. Thank you for your career as a thespian, the storytelling. And thank you for the sensitivity for your dad. Shout out to your mom for who she was, who she is in your life. And thank you to you as a mom, to your daughter. I hope she gets to appreciate not just you, but this platform for her learning, her education with her friends. And I appreciate you inviting me. There are people that don't like my brand, and it's okay. But for people like yourself, even if you don't like me, to invite me and to be like, we may fully disagree, but because we're trying to build a better society, before we turn Penuel and his followers into monsters that hurt us tomorrow, let's just have a listen and a chat, because there might be something we're missing. Maybe we just need to train them out to hold hands, and society will become better.
Yeah.
And it starts with just giving us a platform to engage with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching.